Um, well, should we begin? Let's take a trip back to 2012, 2020. I'm sorry. See, I was watching this virus in China, Wuhan to be exact, when there was like 25 people affected by it. Then I started seeing 50, 100, 155, 300, 1,000, 5,000. I watched this virus spread rapidly to the point where I even watch people get into elevators and people spitting on buttons and people push it and it just starts shaking and just collapse. And I always say this about this thing, about this virus. I always say that China have a firewall and they block anything that come out of China and they don't give information. So I always say, where is all the politicians getting the information about this virus because China didn't release no information. Salute, salute. Now, I'm gonna say the word virus, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So the virus traveled from China and they did not stop flying in or flying out. It was everything was still just functioning normal, or rather, right? And then it spread to Australia, Austria, Germany, Switzerland. I mean, it spread it to every country that was protesting, okay, that was protesting against the mandates. And if it wasn't no protest, it didn't spread in those countries. It spread it only in the countries that protested. If you guys been rocking with the channel since then, you guys know that I was doing lives reaction to CNN, and I kept on bringing up how this thing is only spreading to the countries that are protesting. Now, CNN, they had this magical map where they always put red and yellow and white on affected areas and was highly affected areas. Salute, salute. Now, today, or rather yesterday, the Department of Energy came out and said that it's most likely that this thing came out of the lab. Okay. Now, all the platforms from Facebook to YouTube to Instagram to pretty much every platform, you couldn't speak on the virus because lawmakers were saying that it's misinformation if you spoke on it and you spoke on it negatively, or rather, uh, the information that you said were different than what they said, then you couldn't speak on the virus. What is so crazy about this is that what I would like to know is 17 people here, and I'm gonna ask y'all guys the question because I know the comment section about to light up. People who say that this thing came out of lab, right? Including I was one of those individuals who felt like that also. This comments this is a question to everybody. Who is gonna hold those individuals that made vaccines mandate accountable? If this thing was not naturally and it came out of lab, who's gonna hold all these individuals in the countries that made the vaccination mandate? Because they need to all go to jail. They need to all be arrested because you made some mandate without a clear-cut investigation because you're still investigating it now. Had you had a clear-cut investigation of what it was, then you wouldn't still be currently investigating it now. So which means that you made mandates on something that you did not know what it was. So who is going to hold these individuals accountable? Now, the reason why the title say what it says, because this, when all chips fail or all chips fall on what the WEF want to do, this is the end game. If you come back to the original theory that people thought, now the United States and China, with the tensions already there, is going down. The depopulation plan is in full effect because when the citizens thought what they're saying now about the virus, there was conspiracy theorists. It was misleading information. You will label all type of different things if you had a different opinion. But now, since the people don't want what the thumbnails say to happen because they know it's a depopulation agenda going on by world elites, now you go back to the original theory to arouse people up and say, you know what? China affected the whole world. So you see what I'm saying? It's all a big tactic for the thumbnail to take place. It's all a big tactic for the thumbnail to take place, guys. Because you wait 3 years after people got beat up, people got whipped, all sorts of things happen to people protesting across the globe, global events. And I covered it. And now you wait to say that those people, millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people, may have possibly been right. And the people that was affected by, sprayed by mace, beat with batons, and all these things based upon your orders, who's going to hold you accountable? You need to go to jail. Every individual who led their country and made a mandate need to be arrested. They need to be arrested. If you made a mandate and you forced people to take vaccines, you need to be arrested. Do you guys agree in the comment section? I'll wait. I'll wait because the long-term effects and health ramifications that vaccines can have on your body, because the Most High produced everything naturally for you to heal. You don't know what you took. You don't know what kind of effects it's going to have on your body. And it was mandated and forced upon you without thorough and complete investigations because China did not release the information that they needed to even investigate. So the point I'm making is, do you guys agree that world leaders that made decisions to make mandates and force these things into people's homes need to be arrested? Need to be arrested. Dr. Fauci, he said, trust the science. He need to be arrested because all of these companies that got involved with making these vaccines rapidly is coming out now that even Pfizer, they came out now and say they made the vaccine not knowing, they put it out not knowing if it would stop the spread of the virus. Now, how you gonna stop the spread of something you don't know what it is? See, right now it's telling you that they don't know what it was, how it happened, or what started it, because they're still investigating it. But they came to the conclusion that everybody was supposed to get vaccinated. How you gonna tell people to get vaccinated on something that you don't know what it is? So at the end of the day, guys, go support my backup channel. It's pinned in the comment section. It's a video where they're talking about mandates and mandates of the vaccination and all those sorts of things. And breaking news is that this thing may have possibly came out of a lab. And I've been saying from day one that I believe that it was nerve gas, some sort of nerve gas that was released on the public because this showed you Kim Wong and Putin them having nerve gas so that it can spray and people could just drop at the instant of a snap finger. So, guys, I feel they should be arrested. I feel every world leader that mandated that situation and made lockdowns and mandates, they should be arrested because they did not do a thorough investigation. And if they called the mandate unknown, lockdown unknowingly knowing, cool. But when they found out that the science did not have the answers, they should have lifted them lockdowns and they should have had life back to normal as normal. I think that those who did not do that, who got people beat in the street by batons and got people beat in the street by billies and all that, I think they ought to be arrested. I think they ought to be arrested. I think them too. I think they ought to be arrested. I think all of them need to be arrested. Those who made those mandates and stopped people, took away people's lives, literally, making them stay inside and lose their jobs and all sorts of things like that. They need to be arrested. They need to be arrested. And if they're not arrested, then it's all one big cahoose and one big sham, just so the thumbnail can transpire to depopulate the planet. That means the world elites been behind this whole thing the whole time, and it ain't no such thing as a conspiracy. It's that they are literally trying to depopulate the planet, and they know that if they result back to saying that, it's gonna jump off all countries against China and Russia, and they're gonna be BRIC versus NATO, and they're gonna go into the depopulation agenda with the situation jumping off with everybody pressing buttons. So at the end of the day, to show the people that the elites don't run the world, arrest those who made those mandates, and arrest those who made those arrest those who made those mandates on those things going to people home. All of them need to be arrested. Salute. Subscribe to the other channel, the backup channel, where I could talk in more depth. This channel, I can't say certain words because certain words YouTube don't like or whatever. So at the end of the day, subscribe to the backup channel. I appreciate you guys. It's pinned at the top of the live. Thank you guys for rocking with me.